special class, which will be like solving all the doubts regarding the verbal, logical, and quantitative. I wish every person who is here or who is present here is from UG or undergraduate. I welcome each and every person who is present here, and I would like to request each and every person to mute his microphone, and I would like to request each and every person to please inform your friend to join this. And I would like to inform each and every person to please inform your friends during in a group and everywhere to just join our class. Hence, we can start our class at the time. I can see only 10 people who are present here, and it is our a privilege to see more than 10 students. Kindly inform your friend to join right now. Thank you. Guys, I would like to receive the question and the queries inside the box, or if you have any query, even you can rise up, then we can explain to you. Today, I have been received one question which is talked about compound interest. I have been sorted the compound interest issues via group. I think each and every person has seen the collection and everything. So if there is a doubt regarding your Pragati exam or any course you just want to study, please let me know. Then we can start from that course. Thank you. Any question over here? I can see the post here. Explain us to know can you how you can know a number greater than a given number. Mr. Shalom, if you are done, I would sincerely Need your help on how I can download my admit card. I tried, but I'm facing difficult. For the admit card, we did a meeting at the like today on itself at 7. We did the meeting. So Jampaya, can you hear me? Jampaya Travel, can you hear me? I can see the post here. Can you hear me?
Explainers to know
Jampaya
how
Travel.
can you
Okay.
can know a
Whether you
number
hear me or
greater
not,
than a
just after
given
the
number.
class, you can
Mr.
talk to me.
Sharon,
I
if you are done,
send
I
you the
would
admit card.
sincerely
Yeah,
need your
that's
help
okay.
on how I can download my admit card. I
Shimo
tried, but
Florence,
I'm
I have a
facing
question.
difficult.
In
For
the
the
past
admit
paper
card,
Pragati exam in quantitative 4, 21, 25, and 29 is 20. Seth, do you have this paper behind you? Hence, you can share the screen for these questions, or you don't have. Seth, you have this paper or not? Okay. By the time you are searching this kind of paper, I would like to inform you that here I find a good channel where there is something good for you guys. I just want to let you see this thing, which is good for you and is very helpful to which one. Okay. The past paper. She's talking about the past paper. Okay. Guys, just good.
एप्टीट्यूड के सॉल्यूशंस की हम देखेंगे हमें कौन कौन से क्वेश्चन
Sorry, it's not this one. This one is bringing something which is not what I wanted. Hello, sir. Can you again give us the number where to send the admit card? To send admit card, just you send on. You guys, I sent you the number. It is just 07 what? 07. Wait, I do plus 07845. This is the number you have to send.
Repeat again.
Wait 1 minute. I just sent the number in the chat box. That is the number you have to send your admit card.
Okay.
I'm searching one course. It is very good course. For quantitative one, because I know you guys, you still need some quantitative aptitudes. So yes, this is the one which I wanted. I find it now. Guys, pay attention for this one. If you understand where what we are going, maybe the one who have to send the admit card are those who downloaded it by themselves. No, Santasha, even those people who we sent to them, they should also send their admit card. Yeah, you should send. Here there is a tips which will help you to pass aptitude test. This one. So pay attention for this one.
Which is used to determine an aptitude test is a pre-employment assessment quiz which is used to determine how well candidate is prepared and how well candidate will succeed in the job. Aptitude test is an umbrella for a variety of different tests. There are various different aptitude tests employers use based on the job candidate might be applying for. Logical reasoning test, math reasoning test, numerical reasoning, diagramming reasoning, situational judgment, verbal reasoning, and abstract reasoning tests is just another full list of examples of a typical aptitude test. If you're looking for a specific test, please make sure to find the relevant video on my channel to get ready and pass the test. Before we move forward, let me tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Vadim Michalenko, and I have MBA and Master's degree in Computer Science. I have more than 20 years of experience in information technology as a consultant and 15 years of experience as professional educator. I founded HowToAnalyzeData.net website to help people pass the interview and assessment test and get hired for their dream jobs. In this video, I will show you most typical examples from a different aptitude tests, summarizing I will also share with you answers, tips, tricks, and hacks on how to best prepare and pass the test. These questions are in no particular order, so make sure to watch the entire video to test your knowledge and get ready for the test. In this video, you will have everything you need to get ready and pass the test. Knowing answers to these questions helped a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure it will help you as well. Take a moment and click the subscribe button at the bottom of the screen, and make sure to like, share, comment, and ask me any questions. I'm happy to answer every question I receive. And now, let's go ahead and get started. And now, let's look at the question which confused tons of people during the test. How many squares are in this picture? And you have choices of 16, 29, 30, and 32. Which one do you think is right? The confusion part of this question comes with the fact that squares are not only the small squares that's shown in the picture. So if you do only small squares, the answer would be 16. But you can have this area as a square, you can have this area as a square, and large area is also a square. So once you calculate all of those, you will get to the correct answer. And the correct answer is 30, because there are 16 small squares, 9 squares which would be created using 4 small squares, 4 squares which can be created using 9 small squares, and 1 big square. So that when we come out with the answer 30. So you kind of have to know how to calculate it a little bit, but this question we see a lot as part of numerical reasoning tests and psychometric tests. So I just want to make sure that you guys are prepared. Let's look at another tricky question. Which one of the 4 are the least like the other 3? And then we need to choose the correct answer. Tiger, cow, rabbit, or deer. Which one do you think is right? The tricky part of this question is that all of these animals are mammals. But there are 3 animals, cow, rabbit, and deer, that eat grass. And tiger is a predator. So the correct answer is A, which is tiger. So hopefully you've got this one right. It's a tricky one, and it tests your knowledge of exclusion.
Guys, do you understand this answer?
Yes.
Okay.
Meaning that you need to read the test question correctly, and then you need to find out the correct choice. Hopefully you've got this one right. I'd like to ask you to participate in our daily Excel assessment test challenge. I post new question every day in the community tab of this channel and give you an opportunity to answer this and try it. And I post the answer in the comments next day. So please make sure to check it out and test your knowledge. And now let's continue and get you ready for the test. So here's the question, which is frequently used as part of numerical reasoning and logical reasoning tests. Find the next number of the below sequence. And you have series of numbers, 30, 29, 27, 24, 20, 15, and you have a choices, 4 different choices, 10, 9, 11, and 8. Which one do you think is right? And how would you even approach answering something like this? The key to answer something like this, in these types of questions in general, is to detect the pattern. So you see the pattern here is you increase the number every time you go from one number to the next. 30 is 1 more than 29, and 27 is 2 more than 29. 24 is 3 more than 27, 20 is 4 more than 24, and 15 is 5 more than 20. So the next difference would be 6, and 15 minus 6 would be 9. Let's recap. So next number in the sequence is less than the current number. 29 is less than 30. 27 is 2 less than 29. And 24 is 3 less than 27. And you can continue the sequence once you detect it. And final number must be 6 less than 15, which is 9. So the correct answer is B, which is 9. Hopefully you've got this one right. Now let's look at the question. Find the missing value using the pattern. You see the 3 by 3 box, and one of the values in this box is missing. So what is the pattern? And there are 4 choices. We have A, B, C, and D, right? And obviously you would have to find the pattern and calculate the value. So what do you guys think is the right answer here? Before I reveal the right answer, let me try to discuss with you the pattern. So you see 1, 2, and 3, right? But then this one, 2, 4, and 6. So it's not sequential, so it's not like you go 1 plus 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. There is a different type of pattern here. And the right pattern here is that 1 plus 2 equals 3, right? And then 2 plus 4 equals 6. And once you know the pattern, you can easily calculate that 3 plus 6 equals 9. So the right answer here is choice C. Let's validate. And you absolutely right. The right choice is choice C, and this is exactly the logic that I just presented to you. Hopefully you've got this one right. A lot of you
are... Antoine, which question do you want to be repeated?
The one,
Which one?
that one for
This one?
no, not this one. The before this one.
This one?
Yes.
This one is the question you want to be repeated, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I pray again, right?
check the pattern. So you see the pattern here is you increase the number every time you go from one number to the next. 30 is 1 more than 29, and 27 is 2 more than 29. 24 is 3 more than 27, 20 is 4 more than 24, and 15 is 5 more than 20. So the next difference would be 6, and 15 minus 6 would be 9. Let's recap. So next number in the sequence is less than the current number. 29 is less than 30, 27 is 2 less than 29, and 24 is 3 less than 27. And you can continue the sequence once you detect it. And final number must be 6 less than 15, which is 9. So the correct answer is B, which is 9. Hopefully you've got this one right. Now let's look at the question. Find the missing value using the pattern. You see the 3 by 3 box, and one of the values in this box is missing. So what is the pattern? And there are 4 choices. We have A, B, C, and D, right? And obviously you would have to find the pattern and calculate the value. So what do you guys think is the right answer here? Before I reveal the right answer, let me try to discuss with you the pattern. So you see 1, 2, and 3, right? But then this one, 2, 4, and 6. So it's not sequential, so it's not like you go 1 plus 1 equals 2 plus 1 equals 3. There is a different type of pattern here. And the right pattern here is that 1 plus 2 equals 3, right? And then 2 plus 4 equals 6. And once you know the pattern, you can easily calculate that 3 plus 6 equals 9. So the right answer here is choice C. Let's validate. And you're absolutely right. The right choice is choice C, and this is exactly the logic that I just presented to you. Hopefully you've got this one right. A lot of you are interested and asking me, how can I help others? One of the ways you can help other people is by sharing the latest questions that you see on Excel interview and assessment test, and how you answered them. Please share the questions you recently encountered in the comment section of this video. If you know the answers, please share them as well. And now let's continue and get you ready for the test.
Are you able to satisfy your partner in bed? Are you struggling with early ejaculations? Want to improve your timing and enhance your love life? Presenting Endure capsules made with natural ingredients helps to prolong your time.
Now let's look at the question which is frequently used as part of verbal reasoning, aptitude test, and psychometric tests. If you rearrange the letters CIF, AIP, C, you would have the name of and there are four choices: country, city, ocean, and river. So the tricky part of this question is that these are not the final answers. You can't rearrange this set of letters to get to the country. You can't rearrange it to get to the ocean letter or to any one of these letters. It is country name that would be a result of this rearrangement, or ocean name that would be, or city name or river name. So let's see if you can get this one correctly. Unfortunately, there is no easy way to prepare yourself for these types of questions. And the correct answer here is Pacific. So the answer is Pacific Ocean, right? But there's no way for you to know this. You probably heard the term of Pacific Ocean, but the best practice to answer these types of questions would be to go and start with the smallest one, and smallest one would be ocean. There are only very few oceans, and you're probably much better off starting and going and counting through all these oceans that are available. And one of those oceans would be Pacific Ocean. Because if you start to go with city, river, and country, there are too many countries, too many cities, and too many rivers, and the expectation is that you would not know all of this, and you can't answer. So that's the best way to come to these questions: identify what is the smallest number of items that's list, and then loop through these items to identify the right one. So going back, is Pacific Ocean is the answer, and hopefully you will have the tips and tricks to get these types of questions correctly. Now let's look at the question where you tested not just how well you know English, but also how well can you operate with the letters and take guesses based on the questions asked. A lot of times these types of questions used in the verbal reasoning tests and in a lot of other tests as well. For example, psychometric tests or logic reasoning tests. These types of questions we see all the time. So the question: which of the following can be arranged to a 5-letter English word? And there are 4 choices with 5 letters of the words, and you kind of would need to look at each choice and you would need to take a guess which one would be the one which leads to a specific English word. And obviously nobody gives you the English word, so you would have to take a guess on the word and combine these letters so they will be represented by the specific English word. So which one do you think is the right choice? Couple suggestions here. You see choice A has inside of these letters English word goat. So typically it's the wrong choice, because typically you wouldn't be able to easily rearrange this word into something else. Typically, and again it's only typically, but you would want to start with the letter somewhere in the middle. And the right choice here is choice B, and it's the word shape. That's really the word, that the end result of it. You don't have a way of knowing, right, because you don't know what the end word is. So you would have to look realistically at all the different choices and see if you can combine them. But I would start with the middle letter, because typically they try to trick you, and first letter is typically not the one that starts this new word. So find more exercises like this. This one was tricky, this one was difficult. Very few people guess it right. But it takes practice to get these types of questions correctly. So make sure Google or find on the internet these types of verbal reasoning questions and see if you can get better at this. Can I ask you to do me a favor? If you like the content, please give this video a big thumbs up to tell us that you need more content like this. And now let's continue and get you ready for the test. Let's look at the question which tests your knowledge of logical reasoning, which is very frequently used as part of psychometric tests and aptitude tests. Which of the 4 is least like the other 3? And you have 4 choices: car, bus, bicycle, and van. Multiple different options here. You can arrange all these items by size, by weight, or maybe by something else. Do you think you know the answer? And as you might have figured out, the correct answer is C, which is bicycle, because all of these 4 choices are vehicles, but 3 of them need fuel. So answer is the bicycle, which doesn't need fuel, which is not like all of the others. Hopefully you got this one right. So here is the tricky question, which is frequently used as part of logical reasoning tests and numerical reasoning tests. The day after tomorrow is 4 days before Monday. What day is it today? And you have 4 choices: Sunday, Monday, Friday, and Saturday. And the reason I'm laughing is because this tells me that you always should come to those types of tests after a very good night's sleep and try to schedule them in the morning. That's the best advice I can give you. Because sometimes if you come to this type of test tired, you wouldn't even understand what they're asking you to do. So, do you have an idea how to answer this? Let's take a look at the answer. Again, most of the time you have to use reverse method to get to the right answer. And the reverse method tells us that 4 days before Monday is Thursday, and day before Thursday is Tuesday. If tomorrow is Tuesday, today is Monday. So the correct answer is B, Monday. Hopefully you've got this one right. Now let's look at another pattern type question. Which number should come next in the pattern? And then you have pattern of numbers 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. So let's first determine what's the pattern here. Obviously there are 4 choices, but the result here is calculated based on the pattern that we would need to determine. Which one do you guys think is the right one here? Well, let's look. So we have 1, 1, and then 1 plus 1 equals 2, then 1 plus 2 equals 3, then we have 2 plus 3 equals 5, and then you can kind of keep going. So to calculate the next number, it's basically the sum of the previous 2 numbers. So 8 plus 13 is 21. So the right choice here is choice B, which is 21. And this is the explanation, that the pattern here is really the sum of previous 2 numbers. Hopefully you've got this one right.
Guys, anyone with a question or doubt, we remain with 3 minutes or 4 minutes to end today's class for undergraduate. I wanted to let you guys know this kind of tricks on like on this quantitative. Even if you want same class tomorrow to continue over here, I can do this. But after now, you're going also to contact for the masters. So guys, anyone with a query or anything? The work was difficult. It's not difficult, Christopher. How difficult? How difficult, bro? We need more lessons. We always give the lessons every day. So, okay, we'll try if we can do something tomorrow. Anything else? Guys, anything else you want? Any query, any doubt? Guys, I guess you all have your admit card. Read all 4 pages of admit card. 4 pages of admit card. Read it carefully. I don't understand about the day after. Day is tomorrow. Huh? Day after day. Wait, I didn't understand about it. Day after day is tomorrow. What is this? Humanitarians just come in boss and ask me this. I see. Maybe you can get more reasons of mathematics. We'll try. That's the question in the video. Oh, okay. So now you're asking me over here. The video is already done. So guys, prepare your software, watch YouTubes, Read what we are giving you. Maybe tomorrow morning I will give you the test for test equal. For test link, you can go there, you can test yourself. I try to give you those things, right? From some university. I try to give you that. All the best, guys. I wish you to pass exam. I guess everyone receives his admit card. Read everything which is written on page number 1, page number 2, page number 3, page number 4. Read everything, okay? Read everything, please. Then find a good laptop, attend the mock test, do your best, and make sure that you pass this Pragati examination, okay? Then I thought there is nothing else. Let's wait for the masters, and also we'll conduct their classes as well. Ciao, bye. Good evening, each and every person over here. I guess each and every person who's present here is from UG, is from PG or postgraduate or master's degree. So I'm here to sort out the query and doubts which can be raised by you guys. Is any student who has doubt, please? If yes, then raise up your doubt. Thank you. Any doubt, please? Hello? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can hear you, sir.
Do you have any doubts regarding the Pragati examination and everything?
No, they have already give all the instruction on the admit card, and we read it carefully and we understand everything, I think. So I think there is no problem.
That's good. So basically, the exam will be on 31st July 2022, and I hope you guys will receive your local time, everything, the instructions. Please follow what is written there. Give your best, pass the exam, and join us. If you pass the exam, then is your benefit and is our privilege as well. I want to just to conduct small classes for postgraduate. Is just a small, very small, very small thing for just 2-3 minutes. It's just reminding you. Is like reminding you because I know that you guys, you have been reading a lot. You know what to do in exam, how to enter in Pragati exam. So just I want to show you something on aptitude test for postgraduate. Yes. Not this one. Yes. I check if it's this. Just give me 1 second. So guys, this thing is very important for you guys who are going to sit in a Pragati examination. Mostly you guys from undergraduate. That's why I decided to share for you. It is about aptitude test in financial services. I know they will
Hi
ask.
there, this is Vadim from Online Training for Everyone. And in this video, I am excited to share with you questions that you might frequently see on the test. We have specifically handpicked the questions from the categories that are most frequently used on the test, and we did it to give you an idea on what to expect. With each question, I will share with you the answer, and if there is a pattern, I will explain to you how to detect it. The questions you're about to see might be different from the actual test, but watching this video from start to end will give you an idea of the different question concepts that you might see on the test. I'm going to ask you for a favor, and no, not to subscribe to this channel, even though you might consider doing this as well. But if you see a different way of solving the challenge in the question, please share in the comment section of this video so we all can learn. And also, if you know about other questions asked on this specific test, please share them in the comment section as well. Let's go ahead and get started. This is one of my favorite questions, and there is a very high chance that you will get it on the assessment test. How many triangles do you see? You're presented with the shape on the left. There is a large triangles, and there are also lines inside of this large triangles. You have 4 different choices. Choice A, 9 triangles. Choice B, 12. Choice C, 17. And choice D, 24. One triangle is highlighted in red, but there are a lot of other triangles. Do you think you know the answer? Give yourself a few seconds. I would recommend 10 to 15 seconds. This is about as much time as you will get in the real test. You can pause this video to give yourself some time to figure out the answer. I am going to continue and reveal the correct solution so we can get to the answer together. I counted 12 triangles in this picture. Is this what you got too? Let me show them all for you. I'll start with the smaller triangles and then go to the medium-sized ones and then go to the large ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Did you come up with the different answer? Please share your thought process in the comment section of this video so we can all learn from your perspective. Hopefully you nailed this question and got to the correct answer on your own. Here is the tricky question which tests your imagination, knowledge of English words, and logical reasoning. What word can you form using all the letters in the box? And you're presented with the box that contains 9 squares, and each square has a letter inside. Take a closer look at this picture and see if you can come up with the answer. This might be the right time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the answer on your own. Do you think you know the answer? Let's continue to see how we can solve this and get to the correct solution together. Obviously, there are quite a few words that can be formed with these letters, but the best word will only contain one of each of the 9 letters presented here on the screen. The best solution here is think of the sequence. A lot of times authors of this question put letters in the opposite orders of the way we currently read this. So for example, if we read left to right or top to bottom, they might put word letters that will go in the sequence from right to left or from bottom to the top. And this is exactly the case here. The correct answer here is word beautiful, which starts in the upper right corner. And then you go by the letters B-E-A, U-T-I, F-U-L. And that's how you get to the correct answer, which is the word beautiful. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. I'm very excited to share with you the problem that tests your analytical skills. And there is a very high chance that you will see it on the test. How many rectangles do you see in the picture? You're presented with the shape on the left and 4 different choices. Choice A, 9. Choice B, 12. Choice C, 17. And choice D, 24. Take a close look at the picture and then take 10 to 15 second break to see if you can count all the rectangles. Let's look at the solution together to see if we've got it right. There are 9 rectangles you can see on this picture. Let's count them all together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Some rectangles are covered by other shapes and cannot be counted. How did you solve it? Did you come up with the different answer? What was your thought process? Please share in comment section of this video so we can all learn from it. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test.
Hi kids, do you know how to multiply any two-digit number by 11? Let me tell you a simple trick to do it. You simply write down the two digits with a little bit of space in between them and then copy the sum of these two digits between the two digits. So we get 45 times 11 is 4, 5 and 9 in between the two digits. You can try this trick out with this second example, students. I hope you get it. And to learn more tricks just like these, you can join our crash course, which is starting on Monday.
Here's the challenging question you might frequently see on the test. What is the smallest non-negative number that can be described with unique letters? You might have to reread this question multiple times just to understand what is being asked. Let me help you. If we are to clarify this question, you are being asked to describe the number with the letters. And those letters should be unique. For example, in word 20, there are two letters T. So 20 is not the word that can be used in the test. On the other hand, which means that 20 is not the word that meets the criteria because it has duplicate letters. On the other hand, word 10 contains all unique letters. So the question is, what is the smallest non-negative number that can be described with unique letters? A lot of times people get the answer 1, and this might be true because 1 is the positive and all letters are unique. But the actual answer to this question is 0. Because 0 is neither positive nor negative number, but can definitely be considered as a non-negative number. So the correct answer here is 0. Did you figure it out? Please share your thoughts and the way you approach this question in the comment section of this video. I'm very excited to share with you this question which we frequently see on the test. Despite being tricky, you will have a lot of fun trying to find the answer. This is one of those questions that is easy to understand and it challenges your brain and improves your IQ. It also tests your imagination, spatial thinking, logical thinking, and attention to details. Take a look at the picture and see how many squares do you see. Think again. The answer might be more challenging than you think. Now might be the good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the answer on your own. Give yourself about 10 seconds. This is typically how much you will get on the real test. Do you know the answer? Let me give you a tip. Keep in mind though that on a real test, most of the time you don't get any tips. But since we're doing it together, I'd like you to consider the possibility of one shape being inside the other. Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. There are 14 squares that can be identified in this picture. This definitely came as a big surprise to me. Do you see them all? Some of them might be much easier to identify than others. Let me draw them for you. There are 9 small squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Even though small squares are easy to see and identify, let's look at the medium-sized squares. There are 4 of them. Number 10, number 11, number 12, and number 13. And then there is one large square. This is number 14. What do you think about this challenge? Were you able to solve it right away? In case you see some additional shapes that we missed, which is always a possibility, please make sure to share them in the comments of this video. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here is a frequent question on the test that a lot of people get wrong. It took 10 hours to complete Project 1. For Project 2, it took 17 hours. What is the percentage increase between two projects? You're presented with 4 different choices. Choice A, 7%. Choice B, 17%. Choice C, 70%. And then choice D, 170%. Take a close look to see if you can calculate and come up with the right answer. You can pause this video and give yourself a little bit of time to better understand what is being asked. Do you think you know the answer? Let's continue to see how we can figure out and get to the correct solution together. To calculate percentage increase, you need to do the calculations. First, you need to determine the increase in hours. To do that, you need to subtract project 2 hours from project 1 hours. To do this, you need to do 17 minus 10, and the result would be equal to 7 hours. This represents the increase in hours between two projects. In the next step, you need to divide the increase by original hours. Since original hours were 10 hours and increase is 7 hours, what you need to do, you need to divide 7 by 10. And as a last step, you need to multiply it by 100%. You can do the calculations in your head, or if you use a calculator, you will come up with the same result, which would be 70%. So the correct answer here is the increase was 70%, and the correct choice here is choice C. Did you figure out the correct answer? Please share your thought process in the comment section of this video so we all can learn. And if you need more similar problems to practice for aptitude test, please make sure to check out my ebook in the comment section of this video. I gotta tell you, I love this question. This is such a unique question, and we see a lot of variations of this question in the test. In this particular version, you are presented with the 4x3 matrix of squares, and then you see 2 additional squares on top of the medium-sized squares. And the question is, how many squares do you see on the picture? Take a closer look and give yourself a little bit of time to find out the answer. Feel free to pause this video if you need more time. Do you have the answer? Let's continue to see if we can come up with the solution together. As you might have figured out, there is a total of 30 squares shown in this picture. Let's start by removing overlapping squares and counting medium-sized squares. There are 12 of them in this picture. Let me count them all for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Once we reintroduce overlapping squares, we can count them as well. They would have numbers 13 and 14. 2 overlapping squares introduce 8 small squares. They would have numbers 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. There are also 6 large squares. Let's give them a numbers: 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, and 28. As you can see, those large squares are located in the top row as well as in the bottom row. And last but not least are 2 extra large squares. I gave them the numbers 29 and 30. Were you able to solve this challenge on your own? Did you get to the right answer? Or maybe we missed some of the squares? Feel free to share this information in comments, and I hope this question was nailed by you, and now you know how to answer similar questions on the test. I had this question being asked as part of consulting job interview. How many seconds are there in a year? Take a look at the picture. It might give you a hint. Do you think you know the answer? Think of the logic. How would you calculate how many seconds are there in a year? Or maybe there is an alternative. Always try to think out of the box This would be my hint to you. And give yourself 10 to 15 seconds. This is as much time as you might get answering these types of questions in the test. Now let's continue and get to the correct solution together. Obviously, this is a tricky question, and it challenges you in understanding of the word second. There are two meanings in the word second. One is second, for example, 1 minute has 60 seconds. But second one is second, where you have sequence of first and second. And the second meaning of the second is used in this particular question. So if we go back to the question, in a year there are 12 months, and there are 12 second days. 1 second day in each month. January 2nd, February 2nd, March 2nd, and etc. Hopefully you've nailed this question. It gives you some laugh, and you now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's the challenging question you might frequently see on the test. Florist has 57 beautiful plants. All but 7 were sold. How many plants are left? There are 4 different choices. 7, choice B 57, choice C 64, and choice D 50. Take a close look at this question and see if you might come up with the answer. Give yourself 10 to 15 seconds. This is typically as much time as you would get on the test. Do you think you came up with the answer? Let's continue to see if we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. I think you heard me correctly. So the answer is 7 plants are left. How is it possible? The answer is hidden in the tricky worded sentence. All but 7 died. So this is why the correct answer is A. Florist had 57 plants and all of them but 7 died. That's why the correct answer is A, 7. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems in the test. Here's the question which tests your understanding of English language, your vocabulary, as well as your ability in logical reasoning. What has 4 legs but can't walk? Do you think you know the answer? Now might be a good time to pause this video to see if you can come up with the answer. Do you think you found the answer? Let me give you a quick hint. Think out of the box and think of not necessarily something that walks. Did you figure it out? Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. As you might have figured it, the answer is chair, and the alternative answer could be armchair, table, or stool. Hopefully you figured it out on your own and now know how to answer similar problems on the test. Here's the interesting question, which is easy to understand, but at the same time you will have a lot of fun solving it. You need to calculate the simple expression 12 divided by 2 and then multiplied on the value in parentheses, which is 3 minus 1. Take a look closely and see if you can come up with the answer. There are 3 operations here: division, multiplication, and subtraction. All you need to determine is which one to do first, second, and third. Do you think you know the answer? Let's continue and get it solved together. The order of operations in math tells us that the first expression we need to solve is in parentheses. We first need to calculate 3 minus 1. And obviously the answer is 2. The big question is, what do we do next? The order PEMDAS tells us that we need to do multiplication and division. But what order doesn't mention is that we need to do it from left to right. And what's interesting, the acronym itself is a little bit confusing, because it shows multiplication first and then division. But in our case, we need to do division first and divide 12 by 2, and then do multiplication. Once we divide 12 by 2, we get to 6, and the final expression we need to solve would be 6 multiplied by 2. So the correct answer here is 12. Let me give you a quick hint. Even if you don't know the answer, you can always use a calculator. Most modern calculators do support expressions. Let me demonstrate. For example, if you type calculator in Google, it shows the calculator which you can use to solve the expressions. You can preview expression, and once you hit the equal sign, it calculates it for you. And you can see that the correct answer here is 12. Another alternative is to use Microsoft Excel, which is available on almost any Windows machine. Here you can enter the expression right inside any cell. And Microsoft Excel will perform the calculations. So, did you solve this challenge on your own? Was it easy for you? Please share your thought process and your solution in the comment section of this video. Here's the interesting question you see sometimes on the test. It checks your knowledge of verbal reasoning and understanding of the problem. And some people might argue that it tests your sense of humor as well. Young professional realized that pockets of his jeans were totally empty. But then he realized there was something else in there. How is it possible? Do you think you know the answer? Give yourself 5 to 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds. This is typically what you get on the test. Also, I'm gonna give you a hint. Please take a close look at the picture to see if you might see something unusual. Do you think you know the answer? Let's continue to see how we can solve this challenge and get to the correct solution together. And the solution is very simple. There was a hole in the pocket of the young professional's jeans. Hopefully you've nailed this question and now know how to answer similar problems in the test. Thanks for watching. If you liked the content, please give us a like and consider subscribing. Thank you for your endorsement, support, and patronage. Please also check out additional resources in the description section of this video. I also encourage you to check resources page on our website, howtoanalyzedata.net. Please leave your feedback, corrections, or suggestions in the comment section of this video. And all the best on your
Yes, sir. Sorry, I didn't ask the question earlier. About the instruction on the admit card, there is number 14. The instruction says that students are not allowed to do the exam with the paper, like the rough paper on their front. So I didn't understand. Are we not allowed to use paper for rough work? No, no. I don't have any question.